Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is doing all right today on this beautiful Monday, April the 27th, 2015. Welcome to Miss Blossom's Corner. I'm your host, Blossom C. Brown. Those who may not know me, let me tell you a little bit about myself. First of all, I'm a trans health advocate. I'm an LGBTQ advocate. And I'm an HIV/AIDS advocate. I am an openly transgender woman. I attend Mississippi University for Women. I'm one of the only few transgender women here on campus. I'm majoring in public health education. I am a senior, so I'm getting ready to graduate really, really soon. Really excited about that. And when I graduate, I want my work to focus a lot on the healthcare of the LGBTQ community because I feel like our health is often overlooked and people feel that we're inferior, and I want to help change that. I want to help build resources for, especially our transgender women like myself, help build resources for them that other communities have that we don't. And so, basically a little bit about me and, what I do in my everyday life. Welcome to my video blogs. Welcome to my channel. Miss Blossom's Corner is basically going to be about my opinions about different topics and different issues that I think are affecting, first of all, the transgender community and the LGBT community overall, LGBTQ community overall, excuse me. And hopefully my goal is to really help someone out there that might be going through the same thing that I went through or that someone else has gone through, and just maybe be a little inspirational for someone. I'm an open book, so please feel free to comment, subscribe to my channel, please. You can Facebook friend me, Blossom Cushelle, Dynasty Dupree. I'm on Instagram, Miss Victorious 9210, Twitter, Miss Blossom 9210. So please feel free to do so. Okay, today's topic is going to be about coming out. Coming out is what I want to first talk about on my first video blog. Okay, coming out is one of those things that can be easy for some and harder for others. It depends a lot on your environment and where you come from and your surroundings, basically. How your family feels about the subject, basically. To some people, it's easy breezy. Their mom or dad or brother, sibling, whatever, accept it with no problem. Then there are other families and other people that deal with it quite differently. Their parents might kick them out. It's just a lot that could ride on it, to be honest. A lot. And so coming out to me is, first of all, a process. You have to do it when you're ready, basically. Me personally, I decided to come out when I was only 20. I'm 28 now. And so, I'm not going to lie to you. I've had so many challenges as a transgender woman. Having to deal with family, dealing with friends, and just, my work. It is a lot. It is a lot on me. But I've come a long way to get to where I am now. So I want to share a little bit about my whole story. Okay, when I was in kindergarten, I always knew that I was a girl. Honey, you couldn't tell me nothing. I remember telling my music teacher that my name was Brittany instead of what my biological name is. And of course, the students, my classmates told the teacher what my real name was and everything. But my teacher actually respected it because she actually called me that for a while. But I eventually told her that, no, that's not my name. So, and all through pre-K, through elementary school, middle school, I've always harbored those feelings. When I was a kid, I would always want to hang with my mother whenever she would want to do my sister's hair. And I always wanted to be around her. I love to play with Barbie dolls. I would always play with my sister's dolls and everything whenever my parents weren't around because I'm the oldest child. So I had to be the example to my siblings. And I remember I would take something like like a shirt or something and put it over my head, and I would be right there in front of the fan, pretending like I was on The Young and the Restless or something, letting my hair just blow all in the wind and everything. And so, I would play with troll dolls. I would carry just a lot of female behaviors growing up, basically. But by me being the oldest and by me having, that strict household, I knew that I couldn't come out right then. And by me being so young, I had no idea what that was. I just thought I was gay, basically. At that time, I knew I liked guys and everything. And so, these were feelings that I harbored all through high school and everything. And, around the age of like 20, I decided to go ahead and come out as trans. That's kind of where I discovered that I am transgender, and that I'm not just a gay male. When I was in high school, I came out around, I think, 10th grade as being gay. And yes, I would date guys and everything, but I still felt like there was something else about me. Like, no, I don't feel right. Something's still missing and everything. And so, and whenever you're coming out, it's almost like, I know by living here in the South, here in Mississippi, that, you're kind of pushed into this whole group of people, if you're gay, or, people are going to be wondering, are you a top, are you a bottom, are you femme, are you masculine? And so there's just so many different labels and so many categories they throw you into. And so, I was confused. I had no idea what I wanted to be, And so, I started doing a lot of research and, just discovering the feelings that I would have, the female feelings inside that I would have about certain things and certain people and just the way I carry myself. I discovered, hey, I think I'm trans. And so I started my transition when I was at the age of 20. I would order hormones all the way from Europe because I didn't know any doctors. I didn't know any resources that were around here. And so, I just wanted to do the best I could with the little money that I had. I was still living under the roof of my mother, and she was taking care of me and everything, and I just couldn't tell her because I was still trying to find out who I was. And so for so many years, all the way up in my 20s, whenever I would leave the house, I would sneak and put on girl clothes. I would change in my car and go out, live my life as a woman. But then when I got ready to come home, I would have to take it all off and get back in my boy clothes and just, for so long, it really bothered me and it tore me up because I felt like I wasn't able to live my truth and be able to be who I wanted to be. And so, I had to change that, to be honest. I really did. And so around the age of 26, I know it's a little late, I finally decided to move out of my mom's house. I went and got my own place, and I decided to take on the full role of woman every single day. My place of employment at the time, when I first got hired, I told them that I was trans, and so they already knew. But I wasn't dressing up then, until one day when I was in community college. I would never forget, I had a project to do. And believe it or not, it was the first time I went to school as a woman. The whole time before, I was dressing up as a guy, going in there and everything. And of course, the class knew I was trans because I would tell them. I had to tell them the truth. And that moment when I walked in the room with my friend girl, and people just was like, oh my gosh. I knew then that this was my moment. I'm ready to do this full time. I'm gamed. And so later on that day, I stopped by my job dressed as the way I was, and the response I got was just so positive, and people were just so gracious. And my manager, I would never forget, she was like, you seem happy. You seem like this is who you are. So let me ask you this. Do you want to come to work like this? And when she asked me that, I was just flabbergasted. I was just like, yes, yes, I feel so comfortable this way. I'm happy this way. And so that's what happened. You know, I admit there was a little tension there because there were a few of my coworkers who was, a little concerned about what the customers would think. But surprisingly, the customers were so positive about it. They were amazing. Oh my gosh. Like, I cannot tell you how many compliments I got, and just, it was very positive. It was very positive. And, I feel like I got really lucky with that. But in actuality, a lot of trans women like me, we don't get that lucky. I felt blessed for that. But the reality is, a lot of places can fire us for being trans, and not just transgender women. It could be anyone who is gay or lesbian. They could face the same thing that I faced, and it was horrible. And so one day, this was in the summer, every time it would rain at my job or in the area, it would flood. And so one day it flooded where I worked, and I wanted to help my coworkers, and I ended up, the waves of the water actually flipped me over, and I hit my head and was knocked unconscious, and I had to go to the hospital. By that time, my mom still didn't know that I was dressing as a woman every single day. But when she found out, it was in the emergency room, and I decided to tell her then, hey, this is me all day and every day. And come to find out, I think my mom kind of knew the entire time. She was just really waiting on me to tell her. And so, when I told her, her response was, well, why? And I was just like, well, this is me all day, every day. This is my truth. This is how I want to live. And she was just like, it's not necessarily about the makeup and the outside. It's all about the inside. If you're going to do something, do it right. And so then I knew at that moment my mom accepted me. And, she's come such a long way with my transition. She's one of my biggest supporters now. Honey, if I'm wearing something like a shirt or something that don't match, she will tell me like it is. She will be like, oh no, take it off, it's not matching. Like, she is just that supportive of me now. And, I thank God for her. And, and to anyone out there who is having problems with like family and friends or whatever, be patient. It takes a lot of patience. Eventually they may come around. Well, I'm not going to say may. They will come around. They will come around. And if that person truly cares about you, they'll accept you. And if they don't, then they're not worth being your friend in the first place. And I know it's even harder with family members, especially because, family is here. It's in the heart. And it's really difficult when our parents don't quite understand what we're going through just yet. You know what I mean? Because we need to feel that love. We need to feel that acceptance, because so many things can happen to us if it doesn't. There's a lot of trans women that turn to sex work, just to survive because their families have put them out for coming out as trans. That is our reality. And, people stereotype us as all of us trans women being nothing but sex workers. But can you really put down those who actually are? Who are trying to make a living, who are trying to put a roof over their head, because they have to survive just like the rest of us. They have to survive. And I think it's kind of a downright shame that we look down at other people like that, And so I think those things are very important. And, I do a lot of research, and I want to talk about a couple of celebrities that came out and that I think are great. 3 of them I want to talk about are Jussie Smollett, Michael Sam, and Bruce Jenner, who recently just came out. One thing I like about Jussie Smollett, especially when he went on the Ellen DeGeneres show, which is one of my favorite shows, by the way. One of my favorite shows. I'm her #1 fan. Just have to put that out there. When he came out, when he did his interview on Ellen, I like what he said about, for him, there was no such thing as a closet. I truly like that because, he wasn't ashamed in the first place. Why be in a closet for something that he knew that was already on him, basically? That, hey, I'm already out there. This is me. I'm living my truth. And technically, to me, I still feel like he didn't come out or whatnot because, I can agree with him. It's not everybody else's business. Some people out there don't want their sexual preference or their business put out there. There are some of us that are open and others of us that are closed about it. I like how he handled that and how humble he is. And I love his advocacy work. And I think he's amazing. He's an amazing actor. He's one of my favorite actors on Empire. Those of you who may not know, he's on Empire as Jamal. So whenever season 2 comes out, please watch it. And, he's just an amazing individual. And I love how Ellen, who's also amazing, handled that, as a talk show host. That is amazing. And, Ellen is the reason why I am where I am here today. Because, I've been following her since I was 8 years old and been watching her show since 2003. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't even be doing like advocacy work and being able to come out freely as a transgender woman and being able to date and just love myself and just be who I am. And, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be doing any of those things. I've watched her since she was doing her TV shows. I know one used to come on ABC called Ellen. I used to watch that. And that was also around the time where she actually came out as a lesbian. And the criticism and everything that she faced because of that. I was there for that. And then when Matthew Shepard was murdered, her advocacy work for that just truly inspired me. And this, keep in mind, you guys, I was like 9 or 10 when this happened. 8, 9, or 10, somewhere around that range. And she's just been so amazing. And I love watching her show and seeing the things that she do for other people. And so we need more people out there like that. Now, Michael Sam. Listening to his story about coming out and his father not accepting him. First of all, I think that's hard. It's a hard thing that any individual can go through, because we all need the love of our parents. We all do. But I'm proud of him myself. I've never met him or anything, but I'm proud of how he carries himself and, and the things that he does. He's paying it forward. I love him on Dancing with the Stars. And there was a conference back in February called The Time to Thrive with HRC. Unfortunately, my plane got there a little late, so I missed his speech. But I heard it was amazing, and he is just such a brave individual. The things that he's doing is just amazing, and I hope he continues to do that. Like, seriously, being able to be with somebody. I think he has a partner, if I'm not mistaken. I think I saw a couple of pictures, but I'm not for sure. If he does, they seem very happy and healthy, and that's all that matters. That we're all coming out and we're just loving ourselves and loving other people who love us. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. And with Bruce Jenner coming out recently, Bruce, I want to first of all say to you, congratulations. Coming out is one of the most liberating things that an individual can do for themselves, basically. I felt that same way with me when I came out, and I hope that you can use your platform to help other people. In another video blog, I'm going to talk a little bit more about Bruce Jenner and what I think about his interview that he did on ABC News with Diane Sawyer. I don't want to get too much into it on this one, because it might seem a little more radical on the other one. So we'll just leave it for that. So, it's just, it could be something, coming out. But we do it because we want to live our truth. The reason why I came out early is because I didn't want to go 60, 70, 80 years, living in a closet and not being able to be free with myself and who I am. I couldn't do that. I honestly could not do that. It was time for me to come out, spread my wings and fly. But the reality is, especially with some trans women, some of us, we can't do that early on. Some of us, we run the risk of losing our family, losing our friends. I don't have children, but there are trans women out there that have children, and there's a possibility that they could lose their children because of coming out. I was talking with a few trans women, and they told me that that was their situation. And so, I can only imagine not being able to be around my children, because if I had kids, my kids would be my life. Like, they will be first before anything, my career, anything, they come as a blessing from God. So, I can only imagine. But it's like I was saying earlier, coming out has to be something that you're ready for. People are going to pressure you about it. Yeah, most definitely. And then, there's so many things you have to learn when you come out, especially if you're a trans woman. You have to learn to do your makeup right, your hair right, because that society expects so much of you. Because I'm not going to lie to you guys. When I first came out, honey, my makeup looked a fool. A mess. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. Not at all. And, and I didn't know what to do. I knew nothing about being a woman. I just knew that that's how I felt on the inside. And I didn't know how to bring it to the outside. You know what I mean? And it's so much, there's so much pressure, because there's this whole thing about being passable, in society as a trans woman. Let me tell you this about that part. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm 6'3". I'm 6'3". People have called me, oh, you're nothing but a man with a wig on, faggot, punk, just things like that, during my transition. And I'm here to tell people, first of all, you have to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere. I don't care what people say. 9 times out of 10, you're going to look rough when you first come out, because you don't know anything. You know what I mean? Coming out is one of those trial and error kinds of things, to be honest. It really is. And you need to learn a way of going with that trial and error for yourself. You need to learn how to do it. With me, I joined a gay family, and they were very supportive, and they helped me. Helped me become the woman that I am today. And so, it's just, the only thing I can really say for anybody is don't give up. Don't give up, continue to love yourself and express yourself. Just be patient. Be patient. You build your self-esteem up from situations like this. You're going to go out there and, you're going to be envy of another girl. That's just how it is. Because she might be the more pretty, passable one or whatnot. But to me, the most important thing is being presentable as a woman or a trans guy. Please forgive me, trans men, if I left you out of this. Being presentable is more important than just the whole being passable thing, because I have no problem telling people that I'm transgender. I have no problem with that. But, some women do, some trans women do. And hey, that's your business. Nobody's stopping you. But, people are watching you. They're watching your every move, the things that you do, the things that you say. They're watching you. It's like you're the movie star and they're your audience out there just waiting and watching you. You have to be presentable at all times. You have to catch yourself when you feel like you're going to say something out the way that you've got no business saying. And, you have to be really careful what you say. Okay, well, this video ran a little longer than what I anticipated. Again, you guys, please subscribe to my channel, Miss Blossom's Corner. My name is Blossom C. Brown again, and I look forward to talking more with you guys. You guys are more than welcome to comment, Any suggestions, any critiques, anything. I'm an open book. It is okay. The only thing that I ask is that you respect one another. Please. It's all about respect. All right, guys. Till next time, remember, love yourself and express yourself. Because no matter what they say, you rock anyway. Bye.